Simsters! Welcome to Week 6 Friday! Let me know when you guys can hear me. Who's going to be the first person in here to hear me? There's 22 of you here already, so... Why would the live stream be offline? It's not. Okay, Sten is the first one. Hello, Sten. All the way from Sweden or something. So I'm just going to get going, even though some of you clearly need to reload your browsers or hit play. Play helps. So it's Week 6 Friday, and normally these race calls don't start until 5 p.m. Pacific, but today they start at 11 a.m. Pacific. And lots of people have been very concerned about this. Why are we doing something different? How dare we? It's not good. Norwegian. Sorry. Sorry, Stan. Norwegian and Swedish aren't the same. Just kidding. The reason is it's a very important reason. I didn't realize that today, well, until like a week ago, coincided with my children's graduation from preschool. Now, don't laugh because even I know that that sounds ridiculous, but hanging on my door right now are caps and gowns, and they will be dancing to 4 different dances, including Vitamin C's graduation song, which will make everybody cry. Kira's giving a speech by herself, and she's 4 again, and Liam is doing a little speech with 3 other kids. They're all doing it together. And I like to say that I'm the room mom, but it's not like I applied for that position. I just got roped into it. And I have to actually be at the school by 2 p.m. Pacific, helping to set up and running errands and getting all these kids dressed. And then the principal was like, I think that you should put makeup on the kids. I said, have you ever met me? I literally don't even own any makeup. So, yeah. That's why the calls are early. And I thought about even trying to do it afterwards, but it's just going to be all day. And I kind of want to take my kids out to be like, I'm so proud of you. You graduated preschool, which in reality is horrifying because that means now they're going to be home for the summer and they'll just be here, just them and me here all the time. Like, seriously, what am I supposed to do with them? So we have a whole bunch of races today. I say a whole bunch because I have no idea how many. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that is kind of a lot. We have 11 races today, and we have 2 hours to get them done. First up is our only Arabian race on the card. This is the Arabian Desert Cup for 5-year-olds and up, going 1.25 miles at Desert Oasis Park. For those of you who may be new to the broadcast, normally it's not me just rambling about my personal life. It's normally me rambling about fake horses. This is kind of a take on, this is our Dubai World Cup card, which is it's the same day as our Kentucky Derby card in the sim. They do have an Arabian race at Maidan, so this is ours. And we have a field of 8 today, going that 1.25 miles for 800,000 sim dollars. Why do I have this window open twice? Nobody knows. On the rail, we have Baffy, who... okay, really hoping that nobody's listening to this. Seriously, because last night when I was looking at these fields for the very first time, I thought this horse's name was Barfy, and I was way too tired because that made me laugh a lot. But it's not. It's Baffy. And Rafa Usaz owns and bred this one. He is coming off 3 straight victories, and 2 of those were stakes. He's 6 for 13 lifetime. Next up is number 2, Paradox Visionary for Chris Everett, another homebred, coming off of 2 third-place finishes in a row, including a third place in the Stewards Cup last year, which is our version of the Breeders' Cup, and yes, we have one of those for Arabians. This guy's highest lifetime speed figure is a 93, which definitely fits right in here. Number 3 is Very, Very Good, a homebred for Glenn Larson. This is a son of the Visionary, and he is coming off of a win in the Desert Beast Mode Stakes, which is the local prep for this race. He was second, beaten only a neck in the Stewards Cup last year, and the horse that beat him is in this race. Number 4 is, oh lordy, Aslaraf? We're going to go with that. Sorry, my friend with drama is texting me. Okay, Hasselraff is a Laura Ferguson homebred, coming off of 2 fourth-place finishes in a row, but this guy is 7 for 18 lifetime with a highest speed figure of a 91. Number 5, Vision of Tobu for Lucas Davenport. Lucas has won this race several times, I do believe. This guy did not prep very well for this one. He was 8th last out in the local prep, but his last win was week 15 of last year, so that's not that long ago, 7 weeks ago. Number 6 is Sandy Friend. This one Laura Ferguson owns, and this is a mare by the Visionary. Most of the horses in here are by the Visionary, and by most, I mean all but one. Someone should make that horse's stud fee go up. Sandy Friend is 5 for 6 lifetime. She's a 6-year-old. She got her career going quite late because she did debut year 47 and then had 2 years off before Laura picked her up. So she is a very nice little filly, and there should be lots more to come from her. Number 7 is that Stewards Cup winner, and that is Vazhuti. Vazhuti is owned and bred by Kenzie Larkin. This is a 6-year-old entire. He was second last out to Very, Very Good in the local prep, and he has a 94 highest lifetime speed figure. Number 8 rounds out the field, and this is Tangents Ibn Intisar. Probably should have looked at these names before I started doing this because the Arabians are always tough. This guy has not won since week 14 of last year, and he has never won a stakes race, but he has never been worse than third. That's a lie. He's only been worse than third twice in his whole career. That's the field for the Arabian Desert Cup, whatever. You guys get the idea. Two minutes to bet. And make sure that you get your bets in for the pick 6, the pick 4, the daily double. All that stuff's going to close in a minute, okay? So get your bets in. You're not going to want to miss out. The current pools for those things are... Hey, where do we put bets? Where are bets in the menu? I still don't know how to work the new menus, even though it's been like 2 years. Betting. The pick 6 pool is currently 1.5 million. The pick 4's pool currently 258,000. The daily double pool is currently just under $80,000. So make sure you get your bets in, and all those contests that are on the forum, the Oaks Derby Double, the Derby Trifecta, the Desert World Cup Superfecta, that all closes in 1 minute as well. Okay, sorry. Post time. I was busy checking on my fish. My fish that I've had almost 2 months now. I really like my fish. They're soothing and they swim around and they're colorful and it's nice. They got what's called ick, which is where you stress them out and they develop white spots and then they try and die. And by try and die, I mean they're dropping like flies. So I got them on the medicine and I changed their water and I'm doing all the things, but I'm still pretty much staring at them constantly, hoping that they don't die. because I really like them, and it's sad when they die. And then my kids want to talk about heaven. It's very awkward. So, because, fish. Anyway, it is post time, and all the betting for the day is now closed, except for the individual races that we haven't gotten to yet. Right. Hey, admin, if you're listening, I would love to have the betting pool on the broadcast schedule page. That would be awesome, because instead I have to open it to tell you that the betting pool, the win pool for the Arabian Desert Cup is a paltry $3,000. Lame. They're off in the Arabian Desert Cup, and it was a bad start for Vision of Tobu, who stumbled badly, and Paradox Visionary was one step slow. Vaz Houthi is out fastest, and that one's going to go to the lead. Paradox Visionary is rushed up, and then comes Very, Very Good. Aslaraf is next, then Vision of Tobu after the bad start. Ibn Intisar and Bafi. Sandy Friend the mare is the early trailer, so they come down past the wire the first time, and it is Vaz Houthi who's leading by a length. Paradox Visionary up in second alongside Very, Very Good. Now Very, Very Good takes back alongside Aslaraf. Vision of Tobu, Ibn Intisar, Baffy, and Sandy Friend is still the trailer, but it's only 4 lengths front to back. Vaz Houthi is still the leader, and Paradox Visionary is putting on pressure. Those two are getting away from the rest of the field now. Very, Very Good still settled in third. Then comes Aslaraf, Vision of Tobu, and Ibn Star. Bafi and Sandy Friend is now getting a bit closer as they run down the backside with Vaz Houthi and Paradox Visionary, the two leaders. They've got 6 on Very, Very Good, then Aslaraf, Vision of Tobu, Ibn Star, Bafi, and Sandy Friend. They're rounding the far turn with less than half mile to go, and Vaz Houthi kicks clear, now has a length on Paradox Visionary. That one can find no more. Here comes Very, Very Good ranging up on the outside. Aslaraf getting involved, and Baffy from the back of the pack. It is Vaz Houthi leading into the stretch, but Very, Very Good is pulled alongside. Baffy trying to get involved. We're down to 3. It's Vaz Houthi, Very, Very Good. Those two to the wire. It's going to be a close one, and it's going to be Very, Very Good who got up in time. Very, Very Good was the winner. Vaz Houthi was second, then Baffy, Paradox Visionary, and Aslaraf was fifth. The official winner is Very, Very Good. He's a 5-year-old gray horse by the Visionary out of Calvary Bay Berry by Calvary. He's a homebred for Glenn Larson, and he's now 9 for 16 lifetime. Good job, Very, Very Good. Next up, we have the Desert Turf Sprint, and we have a field of 6 going 6 furlongs on the turf for $1 million in purses. Where did I put the race? Here it is. Number 1 on the rail is Will I See You Again. This is a mare for Michael Looker. She cost $1.5 million as a yearling, but she's earned $1.1 million back, 14 for 25 lifetime, and she is coming off of a second place finish in the local prep for this race. Number 2 is the Great Cat Named Boots. 17 for 21 lifetime, and she did win the Stewards Cup 2 starts back and the Pegasus last out. So this daughter of Mr. Gray is coming in off quite the string of victories. Obviously facing boys, not an issue for her since she did that last out. And yeah, she's earned $2.9 million. She's a homebred for Brian Levitt. Number 3 is Coco Liche, and this is a Rafa Usah's homebred. He's a 4-year-old colt by Murmurs. This guy is coming off a 3rd place finish in the local prep. Before that, he had won 2 in a row, but those races were in Russia, so may not be the class of this field, but 8 for 14 lifetime, so he has been well managed. Number 4 is yet another filly, and this is Into You. Susie Rydell owns this one. This is a daughter of Aero Velocity, coming off a 3rd place finish in that Pegasus Dash. Before that, she's had a very spotty career. She was 5th in the Atlantis Dash. That's against boys. And before that, she won the Upside Down Dash. She's 5 for 8 lifetime and has earned just under $500,000. Number 5 is Gunmetal Gray. Regina Moore owns this one, and this guy has been a superstar. 10 for 12 lifetime with 2 second place finishes. He's earned $2.7 million, which is quite good for a turf sprinter. His wins include the Instant Millions Cup, the White Diamond Stakes, the Instant Millions Juvenile, and he did win the Stewards Cup Turf Sprint 2-back and lost by a head to Cat Named Boots in the Pegasus Dash. Number 6 is Turn and Army, and for me this is the big upset chance in here. Turn and Army is a 4-year-old colt by Almighty status. He's 8 for 14 lifetime, and he's coming in off 2 wins in a row, both of them this year, including the Hong Kong Sprint Cup, which is a Grade 1 race. He just seems to be getting good at the right time, and it seems like it could be hard for Cat Named Boots to reel off another major Grade 1 win, but clearly she's done no wrong so far. Like, yeah, she doesn't really lose. I know Brian is very nervous about this race, so let's get our bets in. I'd have to think that Cat Named Boots is the, what am I trying to say? The popular choice in here. Also, it's a horse named Cat Named Boots, which is amazing. Three minutes to post. This is the second of our Desert World Cup card races. After this, we do have the Dubai Millennium Mile, the Desert Duty Free, the Desert Golden Sprint, the Desert Mile on the dirt, and then the tough one for everyone, the Scott Island Memorial Desert Marathon. Guys, I think this is the 3rd edition of this race. Like, since its name change, which is hard. Then we have the Turf Classic and the World Cup. The World Cup has a stellar field of 9. Cannot wait to talk about that one. And then we'll switch over to Kentucky for the 2 big races there. One of my cats is screaming and I don't know why. What on earth do you have? The cat that was screaming just put garbage in my shoe. Cats are weird. 1 minute to post. Who do you guys like? Do you all like Cat Named Boots? Ha ha ha! Maybe that's why the cat put trash in my shoe, because Cat Named Boots. I don't know. Just seems like it fits. It is post time for the Desert Turf Sprint. This is an exceptional field of 6. Weirdly enough, half of them are fillies or mares. Can they beat the boys today? And will that be a hint of things to come with the favorite or second choice for the Louisville Derby being the filly? I will let you know. They're in the gate. And they're off in the Desert Turf Sprint. A slow start for the filly Into You. Turn and Army goes out to the lead. Cat Named Boots, then Gunmetal Gray. Now Into You is rushed up along the rail. Cocoliche and Will I See You Again is the early trailer, and the pace is very fast. It's Into You, who leads by a neck, pressed by Turn and Army. Cat Named Boots settles back third and is in a good spot. Gunmetal Gray, Cocoliche, and Will I See You Again as they go whipping around the far turn with 3 furlongs left to go. It is Into You. She leads by a nose over Turn and Army, who has the pressure on her. Cat Named Boots, then Gunmetal Gray. Those two are asked to go on. Will I See You Again is closing. Cocoliche has dropped out last. They're at the top of the stretch. And Into You tries to kick away. Into You puts Turn an Army back by a length. Will I See You Again is closing. Cat Named Boots not doing enough today. Gunmetal Gray is done. We're going to have an upset in the turf sprint. It's Into You, and she's going to lead them wire to wire. Into You will win. Turn an Army was second, then Will I See You Again, Cat Named Boots, and Gunmetal Gray. The official winner is Into You. She's a 4-year-old bay filly by Arrow Velocity out of Best New Beat by Beat Black. She was bred by the steward, that's me, and is owned by Susie Rydell. This is a $4 million purchase who's now earned maybe $1 million, like right at $1 million. She is 6 for 9 lifetime, and she has at least 2 more years on the track. And she's good at winning and stuff. Next up, we have the Dubai Millennium Mile. Again, another small field. There's only 6 runners in here. And I did hear from Rebecca Rose Hepburn earlier this week. She said she is quite confident in this spot with her horse Between the Stars, the white horse. So, shall we talk about them? Brian just asked a question in the chat. He said, is Cat Named Boots done? I don't think that's what happened. I mean, first of all, if you look at the pace shape of the race, only 2 horses went to the lead. They didn't go fast enough to, for the pace to collapse. And when you're talking about a horse that won the Stewards Cup and then won the Pegasus in, 2 weeks' time, that's a big effort. And then she has to go from week 2 to week 4, which is the equivalent of numerous months. It was just it's a weird schedule to do Pegasus to week 6. It's hard. But it's also hard to go 2, 4, 6, so you kind of almost have to make a choice. Like everyone who ran in the Pegasus does. Do you prep week 4? Do you skip the World Cup in its entirety and go 2, 5, 8? It's just hard. So I wouldn't say she's done at all. She clearly fits in with this group. I mean, Gunmetal Gray ran worse than she did, and he had to do the same thing. So, anyway. Dubai Millennium Mile. We have a field of 6 4-year-olds and up going a mile on the grass for $1 million. The entry fee was $10,000. And number 1 on the rail is How Long is a Night? And what's funny about this filly, she's a daughter of Rillian. She's 5 years old. I have been praising owner Tammy Stawicki for the name How Long is a Night because I love that name. I think it's a great name. Apparently I named this horse. No recollection of doing it. Really have been giving Tammy credit this whole time. I don't know what I meant by that. She's 14 for 17 lifetime. This is probably one of the best horses you've never heard of. How Long is a Night actually beat the boys in the Birthday Candle Stakes last year, week 16, which is one of the biggest group ones in Europe for the year. She did come back to win the Newmarket Stakes in her prep this year, her 1 prep. She's coming off of a 5-race win streak. And yeah, she's really good. Her lone Stewards Cup attempt, she finished 4th, beaten only 3 lengths, maybe? 3.5 lengths? I kind of love her in this spot here today. Number 2 is the favorite, and that is Between the Stars. And Between the Stars is a homebred for Rebecca Rose Hepburn. He's by Distant Dream, who did win this race, I think. Let's look. We have a little bit of time. Distant Dream. He won the Stewards Cup. He won the Pegasus. He was second in the Dubai Millennium Mile. To Memento Mori, who's the dam of this horse. Memento Mori was one of the great ones of all time. She won $5.9 million miling on the grass. And this is her son. And speaking of inappropriate things, Rebecca Rose Hepburn definitely named a race last year, a prep for this guy. She sponsored it. It was a Group 3, and it was called the Fart Stakes. She did that specifically, so I would have to say Fart Stakes on the broadcast. And now she's still sleeping and not even listening to this. So, how'd that go for you? This guy's coming off a second place finish in the Pegasus. That was behind All of Us Dreamers, who is in this race. So, personally to me, All of Us Dreamers should be the favorite. Like, I don't see why this guy currently has all the action. But he has run a high speed figure of a 98. And for those who don't know, our speed figures only go up to 100. So 98's really good. Next comes Love You Like That. And this is a Fanta Arcadia homebred. She's 14 for 18 lifetime. And she has won 7 in a row. You have to wonder, like, how good she is. She has beaten the boys a couple times, I do believe. But she only has one grade 1 win to her name, and the rest are all grade 3, grade 2 listed. Is she good enough for the upset? Well, we did just see a lightly raced filly upset the last one. And she's from that amazing family, the My Heart of Hearts family, so all of those are good. Hey, the admin's here. Admin, I asked you for a favor earlier on /schedule.php, where we have the time of the race, the name of the race, the conditions of the race, and close betting. Once I hit close betting, or anytime, can it say the betting pool so I don't have to switch back and forth? That'd be amazing. Thank you, admin. Number 4 is Little Constance. This is a horse owned by Laura Ferguson, and I do believe he won the Stewards Cup as a 2-year-old, even though it's so far back it does not show up on his PPs. 9 for 17 lifetime, $1.6 million earned. If he finishes 4th or better today, he will have earned back his purchase price. This guy was a superb 2- and 3-year-old. He is now 5. He did win a grade 1, the pre-Benjamin Franklin, last year. He was 5th in the Stewards Cup, 3rd in the Pegasus, and here he is to bother you all again. Number 5 is Hugh Janus. Wow. Danny, really? People are the worst. This horse he has broken his maiden. Good on him. And he's 1 for 4 lifetime. Number 6 is All of Us Dreamers. This is a son of Hartnell out of a Frankel mare. I bred this apparently. Glenn Larson owns this one, and he did win. Not Glenn, well, also Glenn, but I meant the horse, won the Pegasus, and last year won the Maybe Next Year Stakes. That was a sponsored grade 1, and he won that by 4 1/4 lengths. 7 for 13 lifetime. This guy is definitely getting better and better as time goes on. He was 2nd in the English 2000 Guineas last year, 2nd in the Golden Bridge Mile, so this year could be his year. One minute to post for the Dubai Millennium Mile. Who does everyone like and why aren't you betting? I always say if you guys want place and show bets, you have to show the admin it'll be worth it by betting on things. Yeah, displaying odds is something we've always wanted to work on, and it's probably next just because we don't have anything else going right now. Oh, I missed post time. You guys, you didn't tell me I was missing post time. It's post time for the Dubai Millennium Mile, named after one of the best real life horses ever, in my humble opinion, that I really wish I'd seen before he died. But alas, that's what horses do. Field of 6, going a mile on the grass. They're off. Little Constance was one step slow, but the rest were away well. All of Us Dreamers goes out on the front end, joined by Between the Stars, and then Little Constance, and the pace will be fast as those three kick away from the rest of them. How Long as a Night settles back fourth, then Love You Like That, and Danny's Horse is the early trailer. So it is All of Us Dreamers leading around the clubhouse turn, and Between the Stars is alongside him. Then comes Little Constance, How Long as a Night, and Love You Like That is fifth, with Danny's Horse dropped out 4 lengths behind the rest. Between the Stars takes over the lead now and has them at hand by a half length, with All of Us Dreamers second. Little Constance has 9 lengths on the rest of the runners. They're going to have to do some serious movement if they want to make some impact here. Love You Like That is fifth, and Danny's Horse is a good 12 lengths off of the front runners. So it is still Between the Stars as they go around the far turn, coming towards the top of the stretch. All of Us Dreamers is second, then Little Constance. Has been these three the whole time. How Long as a Night is cutting into the rest of the towards the leaders. He's only behind 5 lengths now 3. Love You Like That's 2 behind her, and Danny's Horse is trailing the field. They're at the top of the stretch, and it is Between the Stars. All of Us Dreamers is done. The danger now is How Long as a Night, and the filly is flying. It's Between the Stars, How Long as a Night, and All of Us Dreamers. It's going to be Between the Stars. He gets to the wire in time. How Long as a Night second, All of Us Dreamers third, then Little Constance and Love You Like That. The official winner is Between the Stars. He's a 5-year-old white horse by Distant Dream out of Memento Mori by Eohippus. He's a homebred for Rebecca Rose Hepburn, and this is his 10th win in 19 starts. Oh, and he has a companion goat named Frank. Can't forget that. And he's now earned over $2 million. Good job, Between the Stars. Next up, we have the Duty Free, and this race is crazy contentious, and we only have 6 minutes to talk about them, so I'm going to do that. Number 1 is Speak with Fists, and this is a 4-year-old black colt owned by Ryan Whitehead. He's by Ryan Stallion Kingsman and out of the nice mare Foreshock. 6 for 10 lifetime with 1.4 million earned, and this guy is coming off of a victory in the Canterbury Stakes in London area last out. Number 2 is Bestow. Nina Olsen bred and owns this one. He's won 2 in a row. This is a 6-year-old by Muto. 8 for 20 lifetime with $675,000 in earnings. One of those 2 wins was a confidence-building allowance, and then he took the local prep for this, the Zazam Stakes, week 4. Number 3 is Diamond Eyed. Billy Anderson owns this one. He was bred by Danny Derby. This is a Japanese bred type with Satono Diamond on top out of an Orfev mare. 5 for 12 lifetime, and is coming off of a 3rd place finish in the Japanese Spring Marathon behind Goodnight, who either already won today or is about to win today. Let's look. Yeah, he won at 10 o'clock in the Grand Prix Notre Dame Stakes earlier today with an 89. This is not the right page. Okay, number 4 is Let Me. Lucas Davenport owns this one. This guy cost $3.1 million, and he's earned back 2.2. He's won 3 in a row, including the Group 1 Spring Classic in South Africa. This is a son of Gohira. He's a 6-year-old, and I really like this one, and I think he's going to do well. Number 5 is Big Hello for Michelle Calderoni. I'm waiting for this guy to have like a huge win. He hasn't done it yet. He was 2nd in the Louisville Bunbury. He was 3rd in the Irish Champion Stakes. Like there's one out there for him. I really believe that. He ran weirdly bad last out in a listed stakes in Kenya. He finished 5th. That's not this horse that I know. So I don't know what that was. It's confusing, but he's 6 for 10 lifetime. Then we have Rigsy for Vincent Barrett. You guys may remember Vincent. He came to the Sim 50th party all the way from Wales. And he won a prize for being the furthest traveler. And he was very nice. This is a 7-year-old by Itoko out of a Pegasus Feathers mare named Mythrider. Rigsy, you probably have never heard of, but he actually did win the Sunny Sky Turf last out in Florida. That was with an 88. This guy's 13 for 16 lifetime. 13 for 26 lifetime. And has won $680,000. Number 7 is With Class, and With Class is owned by Cleopatra. He costs $7 million as a yearling. He's two-toned out of With Care, and you may remember that With Care is the filly that won the ARC back in year 45, which is 5 years ago, because math. With Class has won 2 in a row, including the Baton Rouge Stakes. 7 for 10 lifetime, and he either wins or he's nowhere. His record goes 1-1-5, 1-7, 1-1-4, so he's won 2 in a row. Does that mean he's due to run badly? It's not really the way it works, but yeah. Number 8 is Elfreth's Alley. Lisa Stromer homebred. This is a son of Reddington out of the awesome mare Zanium, who won just under $1 million and 15 for 26 lifetime. That is a daughter of Zanduro. I know Kane Saracen's in here, or at least he was, and his life goal is always to get the Zanduro line going, and it might happen with this Elfreth's Alley. 6 for 8 lifetime. This guy has been very lightly raced, but he's very good. He did run a 100 speed figure 2 years ago. He's coming off of 2 straight wins, including the Danish Derby last out in Denmark. Number 9 is White-Faced Watch. This is a Tim Matthews runner. He is 5 for 15 lifetime. He has not won since week 16 of year 48. For some reason, he took an entire year off. How'd that go for you, Tim? So that's probably why he hasn't been running great of late. But he is very talented, and I remember being happy about this one when it was born. Number 10 is Sydney's Ghost. This is a entire son of Sydney, owned by Tamara Estes. This guy is coming off a win in the Big Yen Stakes in Japan, 10 for 24 lifetime, and over $500,000 earned. Rounding out the field is Rust Moon Red for Willie Carson. This is a son of the Great Kingdom of Rust. $2.4 million 2-year-old in training purchase. He's won 8 for 18, coming in on $500,000 in earnings, and is coming off a victory in the Grade 1 Barbados Gold Cup. So that's your field for the Desert Duty Free. Post time's in 1 minute, and I'm going to take a breather. It's post time for the Duty Free. Sorry, things are pinging in my ear. The betting pool closes at, I don't know, because the admin hasn't given it to me yet. It closes at $88,300 for the win. And yeah, big field of 11 going 1 mile and 1/8 on the grass for $2 million. They're off in the Desert Duty Free, and it was a good start for all but Rigsy, who was one step slow. Speak with Fist goes right out to the lead, and no one wants to challenge him early, so it's Speak with Fist by a length early. Then Diamond Eyed, White Faced Watch, and Big Hello sits fourth alongside Sydney's Ghost. The pace is very easy early. Elfress Alley is sixth, then Bestow with Class Rigsy, Rust Moon Red, and Let Me is the early trailer. So they go sweeping into the clubhouse turn, and it is Speak with Fist, leading by a length and some. Then comes Diamond Eyed. White Faced Watch is third. Big Hello and Sydney's Ghost alongside each other with Elfress Alley is sixth. Then comes Bestow with Class Rigsy, Rust Red Moon, and Let Me is still the early trailer as they turn down the backside. And it is Speak with Fist. He leads by two. Diamond Eyed is second. Then comes White Faced Watch. Not much of a change in order. Elfress Alley picks up a spot. Big Hello is fifth. Sydney's Ghost, two back to Bestow. Then Rust Red Moon with Class. Rigsy's lost a spot. And Let Me is still the trailer. It's a strung out field, but they all look to be happy with their positions. It's still Speak with Fists, and he leads by three going around the far turn. Elfress Alley now, he's coming on. He's past third. Now he's second, and Big Hello's chasing that one. Diamond Eyed is done. With Class making a move, so too is Rigsy. Whiteface Watch can find no more. They're at the top of the lane, and Speak with Fists, he only leads by a length. Elfress Alley is closing on that one. Big Hello and With Class. Rigsy coming on, and Let Me too, but they're too far back. It's Speak with Fists, Elfress Alley, Big Hello. It's going to be a three-way photo at the wire. It's going to be Speak with Fists who holds on by a neck. Elfress Alley was second, Big Hello third, a length back to With Class, and Rigsy was fifth. The official winner is Speak with Fists. First of all, I'd like to note that the sim does not condone violence, and you should not actually speak with your fists. This is a 4-year-old black colt by Kingsman out of 4 Shock by Two-Toned. He's owned by Ryan Whitehead, and this is his 7th win in 11 starts. He has a companion cat named Fat Cat, and he now has over $2 million in earnings. Next up is the Desert Golden Sprint, and sometimes this is one of the best races on the card. Today it's just okay. No fillies in here this time, no representatives from the Brianna McKenzie barn, but we do have our typical clash between Xander Zone and Gigi Go Faster. Danny Derby's got a nice one in here, and Mike Larson too. I'm going to run and get a glass of water, and then we will talk about them. Okay, sorry about that, but I'm back. I got myself a hard-boiled egg and a glass of water, and now we're ready to party. Field of 7 for the Desert Golden Sprint. On the rail, we have Universe of Stars. This is a Xander Zone-owned stewardbred, $2.7 million yearling, full, by California Stars out of a Battlestar mare, so that's why there were so many stars. This guy's 6 for 16 lifetime. 2 years ago, he ran badly in the 2-year-old sprint championship, but since then he's been a hard knockin' type. He's only won twice, including the week 1 prep for this race here in the Desert Sprint. Coming off a 3rd place finish behind 2 of the runners in here in the last prep for this race, that was week 3, but he has run a 90, and that was last year. Next up is number 2, Big Change of Heart from Mike Larson. This guy is by Slight Change of Plan. He was another full sale. Maybe a lot of them were. $2.2 million. He's 8 for 15 lifetime, coming off of a 2nd place finish in Arkansas at Oaklawn, maybe? What's AR? Must be that. He did win the sponsored Capel.com Sim Discount Stakes, Grade 1, earlier this year, being week 16 of last year. Sorry, I'm paying attention, I swear I am. This guy's closing in on $1 million in earnings, and he is out of the awesome mare Toe the Line, who is the dam of Millionaire Hole-in-One and all sorts of other stakes winners. Number 3 is Settle for Me. Why don't you settle for me? Danny Derby owns this one, a $1.9 million yearling purchase by Glance Sideways. I love this horse. He's won 9 of 14 starts. He's coming off of a win in the Iconic Dash. He was 11th in the Stewards Cup Sprint last year when he faced these kinds of horses, but I mean, he does well. He won 3 in a row last year, including the Grade 2 Hemikuda. He was 2nd in the 2-year-old sprint elimination as a 2-year-old. He won the Group 1 Excited Stakes, which is our version of the Hopeful Stakes. So he's always been a good horse, and he is always a threat. Number 4 is Jet. He's a 5-year-old horse by If Looks Could out of Melanie by Quicker Than Light. This is a Xander's own homebred, and I made him promise to use the name Jet on Melanie's son because my sister Melanie has a son named Jet. 15 for 22 lifetime. This guy has only been worse than 3rd once in his whole career, and it hasn't happened for over 2 years. He's coming off of a 2nd place finish in the Pegasus Sprint. The horse that won that is in here, and we will get to him later. But before that, he'd won 5 in a row, including the Grade 2 San Juan down in Puerto Rico. Yeah, this guy's really good. He's earned $1.5 million. He's going to be an awesome sire. One day he'll be in the Edge. Nothing but good things to say about Jet. Number 5 is Plenty of Fire. Mike Larson owns this one. Wait a second. Didn't Mike Larson own another one? Yeah, he owns the 2. So Mike Larson has 2 in here. Coming off of a victory in the Sandstorm Stakes. This is a $3.1 million 2-year-old in training purchase. He's closing in on $1 million in earnings. He was 9th in the Stewards Cup Sprint, so like Settle for Me, he kind of disappointed there. But he did win 2 in a row before that, and he's just been doing well of late. He was 2nd in the Stewards Cup as a 2-year-old 2 years ago, so Plenty of Fire, still looking for his big one. 2 more, and it is post time. Number 6 is King of Stars. GG Go Faster owns this one. He's a son of Look Like a King, and this is one of the best horses in training. He missed the Stewards Cup by a head. He was 2nd there, and he did win the Pegasus Sprint by a half. $2.7 million earned, 11 for 14 lifetime with 3 2nd-place finishes, so he'll either win, or he'll be 2nd, or we will be shocked. Number 7 is Gangsters, a homebred from Mike Bryant. I don't know why I said it like that, it just is. This guy won 3 in a row and then was 2nd in the local prep here, so he's doing well lately. Only 6 for 21 lifetime, but he's a hard-knocking type and is always right there, and that's your field. For the Desert Golden Sprint, betting pool is going to close at... I still don't see it. The admin doesn't love me. At $10,000, and it is post time. They're off in the Desert Golden Sprint. Jet was one step slow, but the rest were away well, and now Jet is hustled hard to the lead. King of Stars is chasing that one, then Gangsters, Settle for Me, and Universe of Stars, then Plenty of Fire, and Big Change of Heart is going to come up the back of the pack, and it is Jet, with the pace being quite quick. He's 3 lengths ahead of King of Stars. Maybe that's his goal today, is to stay ahead of that one. Gangsters is third, Settle for Me fourth. Now Settle for Me making an early move. He passes Gangsters, and now he's alongside King of Stars, so Settle for Me up second. Universe of Stars, Plenty of Fire, then Big Change of Heart, and they go whipping into the far turn with Jet leading by 5 lengths. Settle for Me is still second, then Gangsters. King of Stars is now going around the outside. Plenty of Fire, Universe of Stars, Big Change of Heart is going to have to get going. They're at the top of the lane, and Jet, but he leads by 1. King of Stars is coming at him. Settle for Me is done. Plenty of Fire and Gangsters closing. It's still Jet, but King of Stars is mowing him down, and King of Stars looked like he made this one super easy. He's going to win by at least 2 lengths. Plenty of Fire close from the clouds to be second. Jet's going to be third, then Big Change of Heart and Settle for Me. The official winner is King of Stars. He's a 4-year-old black colt by Look Like a King out of Star of Stars by DeLorean. He is a homebred for Gigi Go Faster, and he is now 12 for 15 lifetime, and he's earned like 3.5 million, and he's faster than you or I. All he has to do now is win the Stewards Cup, and he'll have the our Sprint Grand Slam, as we call it, I do believe. Didn't he win the 2-year-old race? Yeah. So, Gigi, if you could make this horse win the sprint, that'd be nice. Next up, we have the Desert Mile. We have a big field here, 9 runners going a mile on the dirt for $2 million. So let's just dive right in. Number 1 is Liam's Adventure. If anyone's a hunch player, Liam's Adventure could be about Liam graduating preschool today, dancing, who knows what's going to happen. His pants don't even fit him, so could go really well. This guy has been in a bit of a battle with Watch the Mirror, who is another runner in this race. They've been trading wins and second place finishes for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 starts. 5 for 19 lifetime, and he has earned $175,000. Number 2 is See What You See. Amy Bahama owns this one, and this guy is coming off of 2 awesome Grade 1 wins. He did win the Brooklyn Mile week 15, which is our version of like the Cigar Mile, I guess. And then he won the Pegasus Dirt Mile by a neck over Gonzo. Gonzo's one of the best horses in training and at the mile, and he's sadly not here. This guy is 9 for 11 lifetime with 2 second place finishes, so again, he'll either win or be second, or we will be surprised. Number 3 is Make Your Mark for Mike Springer. Would be really nice to see Mike Springer win a big race tonight. This guy is by Hallmark, being Make Your Mark, not Mike Springer. Only 3 for 9 lifetime, but he's won $500,000, and his last win was the Iowa Meadows Handicap Week 13 of last year. Number 4 is Stealing. Eric Nalbone is back on the scene and playing strongly right now. This guy is by Shaman Ghost out of Academic by Henny Hughes. Was 4th behind Spendthrift last out, but before that won 2 in a row, including the original Tough Guy Mile. He's 4 for 7 lifetime and has a lot more running left to do. Number 5 is Wand of the Wizard. This is a son of Wizard Alley, and this guy is 8. I was going to say, this guy must be old because I haven't used Wizard Alley in a long time. So he's an 8-year-old gelding. Poke Buffalo owns this one. Poke, one of the nicer, newer players. Nice new players. I don't mean it mean, I mean it complimentary. 6 for 39 lifetime. This guy has been on the board 17 times, and he's coming off of a very nice allowance win with an 84. Number 6 is Belshazzar for Flizen Hambletonian. This is a son of Touchdown Raiders out of the Mighty Mare Meshach. Scott Island bred this one, so it would be fitting to see it win. Meshach was 10 for 11 lifetime. She was very, very good. This guy is coming off of a victory in a non-winners of 5 condition race. He is 5 for 16 lifetime. And Grade 1 hasn't happened for him yet, but never say never. Number 7 is the horse I was just talking about, Watch the Mirror. This is a son of Because I'm Happy. He cost $2 million as a yearling. He's out of Rouselaire, who won the Stewards Cup as a 2-year-old. She was a good one. Randall Johnson owns this one, and this guy is so hard-knocking. 13 for 21 lifetime. He's won 2 in a row. He's always right there. I really like this one. Number 8 is Dr. Hooves. I don't know why I said it like that, but it's funny. This is a son of Uncle Mo out of a Baden Black mare. He was in that same allowance race that Wand of the Wizard was in, and he finished second. He's 5 for 25 lifetime, and he's been on the board 18 times, so he's a hard-knocking type 2. This is a 6-year-old, and his last victory came in the, I don't know, some steak and turkey, week 12 of last year. Rounding out the field, we have Be a Little Proud, another son of Because I'm Happy. This is a 7-year-old out of Parachutes. 10 for 25 lifetime, has been on the board 22 of those 25 starts, coming off 3 straight second-place finishes, but before that had won 2 stakes in a row. And that is your field for the Desert Mile. 3 minutes to post. Get your bets in before post time. Now, I want to remind you guys that I do have to jet, haha, jet joke, after this, not this race, that'd be nice, after the Louisville Derby, which is in about an hour. That whole graduation thing I was talking about, that's happening. Ooh, I really need to, like, charge my camera and also remember to get that. Allie, text me to charge my camera. And anyone else who has my cell phone, blow it up. But I'll be back tonight. Oh, let's see what time. 6:45, 7:45, so 8-ish. 8 my time, 11 Pacific. I'll be back to do more contests. We gave away a ton of game points yesterday. If you were here last night, I hope you enjoyed yesterday's contest. The contest questions were amazing. They were like, how old are you? And who's your favorite horse? And do you like cats? All you had to do was answer them and you got a prize. We do have some game points left. They are donations from the lovely Chris Bobby. And I will come back tonight to give out more. And if you won yesterday, you're still eligible to win today. So normal results time. I'll be here. You'll be here. Yeah. Okay? Okay. Elise, I am not giving you kid videos. Calm down. However, I will be posting pictures of them on my Facebook, so you should probably block me. But I suspect you already have. One minute to post. I don't know how many people who have horses in this race are in this room right now. Jess Dawson. The person who is talking is the ghost of your long-lost ancestor. It's M. It is post time now for the Desert Mile. The pool is going to close at $29,000. Good job, you guys. Give me all your money. They're off in the Desert Mile. Belshazzar was one step slow, so too was Dr. Hooves, but the rest were away well. And see what you see wants the lead, and he is gunning out there. Stealing's going to chase that one. Belshazzar rushed up. Wanda the Wizard is fourth, then Make Your Mark, Be a Little Proud, Watch the Mirror, Dr. Hooves, and Liam's Adventure is the early trailer. So it is See What You See leading them around that turn, and he's got the lead by a half length with Stealing pressing him. Those two are 2 or 3 in front of Belshazzar. Then comes Wanda the Wizard in fourth, Make Your Mark, Be a Little Proud, Watch the Mirror, Dr. Hooves, and Liam's Adventure is 10 lengths from the leaders. That leader is See What You See, and half the race is gone now. See What You See is setting a quick pace. Stealing still pressing that one. They've got 2 lengths on Make Your Mark, who's up third. Then comes Belshazzar, who's dropping back a little bit. Be a Little Proud is closing. Watch the Mirror needs to get involved. Wanda the Wizard. Then Dr. Hooves and Liam's Adventure is not doing enough. They're coming to the top of the lane, and it is See What You See who shakes clear by a length. Stealing can't go with him. Be a Little Proud is coming on. So too is Make Your Mark. Oh my gosh, Nick almost just unplugged my headset. Belshazzar is done. It is See What You See driving for the wire, and no one's going to get close. Make Your Mark will be second. See What You See, he wins by a length and a half. Make Your Mark second. Stealing was third. Then Be a Little Proud and Watch the Mirror. The official winner is See What You See. He's a 4-year-old bay colt by C out of Dubai Greeting by Because I'm Happy. He is owned by Amy Bahama, and he is now 10 for 12 lifetime. And he has a companion cat named Frank. At least it's not named Nick, since that cat tried to break the broadcast halfway through. We have 8 minutes to post for the Scott Island Memorial Desert Marathon, named for our dear friend and employee Scott Island, who passed away last year, unexpectedly and horribly, and we wish it didn't happen. This is a field of 7 going 2 miles. You guys, I'm not calling a 2-mile race. That's not happening. Seriously, you can't make me do that. On the rail, we have Sharu. Danny Derby owns this one. He was a $2.7 million foal. He's a son of Keyboard Courage. 4 for 11 lifetime, and he's still looking for a big win. He was kind of supposed to be really good in the Triple Crown last year, and he kind of wasn't. 9th in the Derby, 10th in the Preakness, Baltimore Crown, 6th in the Long Island Classic. So he's kind of been annoying and disappointing. Hopefully this is his year. He was the winner of the Canadian Derby, and he was 6th going 2 miles, at the end of last year in the Stewards Cup. That was behind Ridgewood and Into the Fire, if you remember that exciting finish. He was 2nd in the Arcadia Million behind somebody else, and I have no idea where somebody else is, but he's not in the Desert World Cup and he's not in the Memorial Desert Marathon, so can someone tell me where he is? Because I'm curious. Number 2 is Unexpected Twist. This is a 7-year-old gelding by Paramount. Randall Johnson owns this one, and he is 9 for 26 lifetime. He's earned $1.1 million. Last out, he was 2nd behind Some Superhero in the Jet Ski Handicap. Some Superheroes running in the Desert World Cup, but before that, this guy won a Group 3 race in Saudi Arabia, so he may fit here. Number 3 is Favorite Ending, another Mike Springer runner. This guy is a son of Skipping Stone out of an Our Lions Real Mare. This guy's coming off a 4th place finish in the Japan Trophy Dirt last year. My problem with this horse is, he's awesome, but it's very hard to go from week 16 of last year to week 6 this year. It's the equivalent of, making your last start in November and then not running again until May. And he doesn't even have a work or anything, so maybe outside looking in with this one. Sorry, I'm distracted. Number 4 is Zip, owned by Mountain Man. This is an 8-year-old gelding by Honest Talk, who was a top-notch marathoner in his day. This guy has not won since week 10 of year 48. That was the New York Marathon Stakes, over 2 miles. 7 for 32 lifetime, coming off of a 4th place finish in the Gallant Sox. Number 5 is our favorite 9-year-old gelding. This is Eastern Westside. This guy has earned $7 million. He won the Louisville Derby. He won the Desert World Cup. He's still around and kicking. Last year, he was 7th in the Desert World Cup, which was kind of not up to like his normals. So then he decided to marathon because it's a little bit easier than the classic 1.25 mile distance. Hasn't won since week 13 of last year, but this guy's not done yet. He was just 3rd in the local prep for this race, and he only lost that by a length. Gotta love Eastern Westside. Number 6 is For His Highest. This is a Flies and Hambletonian runner that was bred by Scott Island. He's a 6-year-old. Weirdly enough, he does run marathons on a regular basis, but he's not really bred to do so. He's by Easy on the Eyes out of an Ants Marching Mare, which screams 1 1/8. That is where he mostly gets his wins, including 1 win, 4-ish starts back. But he did win a 1.25 miles at the end of the middle of last year, and that was in Saudi Arabia in a listed stake, so never say never. Number 7 is rounding out the field. That is Iditarod Trail for Tim Matthews. This guy is coming off 2 straight wins, including the Empire of Fire Stakes over 2 miles, 5 for 12 lifetime. This is a lightly raced 6-year-old, and I kind of like this spot. So we're 3 minutes to go for the Scott Island Memorial Desert Marathon. Get your bets in. The betting pool's only at $4,000. I won't let it call until it's like $20,000. So someone go fix that problem. It is post time for the Desert Marathon thing, Memorial Scott Island race. Betting pool is currently at $12,000. I'll take it. It's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to call the whole race, but under duress. Because I really hate these. Oh no, I accidentally opened Equibase. That's not the same. Admin, since you're still in here, can you please give me the betting pool on the /schedule.php? I'd really appreciate it for each race. Be awesome. Is everyone having fun? I'm having fun. I could use another drink. Water, I mean. Relax, guys. They're off. In the Scott Island Memorial Desert Marathon, an unexpected twist broke badly. Zip had to steady off of him, and favorite ending went right down to his knees. A terrible start in the Desert Marathon. Eastern West Side was a step slow too. So let's see. From that, Charu got a clean start, and Charu's going to go out to the front end, but now he's joined by some others. Unexpected Twist, Zip, and Favorite Ending. Iditarod Trail, Eastern West Side, and for his highest is the early trailer. So it is Unexpected Twist in a battle up front with Zip alongside, and those two have 4 lengths on Favorite Ending. Charu's alongside that one, running easily with Iditarod Trail 5th. Then comes Eastern West Side, and for his highest is still the early trailer as they turn down the backside. And it is still Unexpected Twist and Zip, those two battling along, but the pace is slow. Favorite Ending is 3rd, then comes Charu, Iditarod Trail, Eastern West Side, and for his highest is still the trailer. Not much change yet, other than that Unexpected Twist has shooken clear of Zip. Those two have 6 lengths on Favorite Ending now. Favorite Ending still 3rd, a length back to Charu 4th. Eastern West Side picks up a spot, and he's 5th, ahead in front of Iditarod Trail, and then comes for his highest, who is about a dozen lengths off of the leader. That leader is Unexpected Twist, who takes them down the stretch the first time. Don't get excited, they still have a lap to go. Zip is 2nd, 6 lengths back to Favorite Ending in 3rd. Then comes Charu. He's got 2 lengths on Eastern West Side and Iditarod Trail, then another 2 lengths back to for his highest, and we only have 1 mile left to go in the Desert Marathon. It is still Unexpected Twist. He leads by a length and some. Zip is still 2nd, but now Favorite Ending's getting a little bit closer. Charu's right there. Eastern West Side, those two are now alongside each other and moving together. Iditarod Trail needs to get going, and for his highest is still the trailer. They're coming down the backside the second time, and it is Unexpected Twist leading by a length. Zip is done. Now Charu's up in the second. Eastern West Side is 3rd, Iditarod Trail, then Favorite Ending, and for his highest, the race shape is changing around the turn because Unexpected Twist needs to keep going to hold off Charu. Charu is alongside Eastern West Side chasing that one. Unexpected Twist all of a sudden 3rd, then comes Iditarod Trail and Zip, and it is Charu leading them into the stretch, and he's 3 in front. There is no danger because Eastern West Side is not doing enough. Unexpected Twist, then Iditarod Trail, but it is Charu putting on an exhibition today. Charu, he's 5 lengths in front, now 6. Charu, never in doubt. Eastern West Side's going to be 2nd. Unexpected Twist White, they're 3rd. Then Iditarod Trail, and Zip was 5th. The official winner is Charu. He's a 4-year-old bay colt by Keyboard Courage out of Wolf by Sword. He's owned by Danny Derby, and this is his 5th win in 12 starts. He has a companion cat named Roar. That's funny. I really like Charu, and I hope that he continues on to win all sorts of things this year or next year or all the years. We only have 2 more races on the Desert World Cup card, and the next one is the Desert Turf Classic. We have a field of 8 going a mile and a half, and this is quite the field. Number 1 is Wildly Red. This is a 5-year-old homebred for LaDonna King by Reddington out of a tattered mare. 7 for 14 lifetime. This guy has earned $1.2 million. She's coming off a 2nd place finish in the Zazam Stakes. Before that, he'd won 2 in a row, including the Wiener Schnitzel Cup. We seriously run a Wiener Schnitzel Cup. Who's in charge here? Don't tell me it's me. This guy did win the Irish Derby as a 3-year-old, so he's always been a class animal. He did run in this race last year and was 6th. Next up is Night's Quiet. Night's Quiet was the dead heat winner in this race last year with Summerland. Since then, Night's Quiet, who I was going to say he was Fourth in the Stewards Cup as a 3-year-old. Last year as a 4-year-old, he won the Stewards Cup for Willie Carson. This is a son of a Toko out of the awesome mare Shahira. He cost only $3 million, which is like, I don't know who fell asleep on that, because he's normally would have been way more money than that. He's earned back $5.2 million, 10 for 16 lifetime, coming off a loss though, and that was behind Loveless in the Desert Gold Stakes. Number 3 is Only Me. This is a sibling to Let Me, who ran so well in the Duty Free. This guy's by King of Monsters. He's owned by Lucas Davenport, 12 for 18 lifetime. $2.5 million purchase, has already earned back $3.7 million, and he's coming off of a third place effort in the Grade 1 Pegasus Turf. Number 4 is Night March. Night March is going to give Kane Saracen a headache, unless he wins this race, because this guy was supposed to be, oh, he's going to be better at 4. He's going to be better at 5. He's going to be better at 6. Well, honestly, he's been awesome. He's been on the board in 17 of 21. He's earned $5.1 million. Third in the ARC. He won the Prince of England. He was third in this race last year. He was fourth in the Pegasus. Like, he's always right there. But he still hasn't broken through for a major win. And he's being annoying with his $5.1 million in earnings. So, come on, Night March. Get it together. This is a son of Catassin Black, one of my favorite stallions standing in real life and the sim. And he's only $25,000, guys. And he does all weather, too. Go breed to Catassin Black. Number 5 is Thunder Bay. This is a son of Coleman Hell. He costs $4.3 million, and he's earned back $1.2. 6 for 11 lifetime, and I was just looking at him last night, and I was thinking, Thunder Bay, get your act together. Like, he won the London Derby and the Irish Derby last year, so he's kind of awesome. But he was third in the Stewards Cup, didn't contest the Pegasus. He's got 2 more years of running ahead of him. So hopefully either tonight or Stewards Cup or a year from now or the ARC, he gets one of these things. Number 6 is One's Left Behind. This is a son of Guilty Remnant out of a Clockwork mare. Keith Place owns this guy. He cost $1 million, and he's already earned back half of that. 6 for 19 lifetime. He's been on the board 13 times. Is that math correct? Yeah, it is actually. Good job, me. Coming off of a second place finish behind Wild Tiger Soul in the Danish Jockey Club Stakes last out. Number 7 is your Pegasus winner, and this is Loveless. He's already run twice this year, which is unlike a lot of the horses that I've been talking about. A son of a Toko out of the Stewards Cup winning mare, Doc Opera. Pretty sure no. Oh, she's out of a Stewards Cup winning mare. Gets confusing, guys. This guy's earned $2.5 million. He's 8 for 11 lifetime. He's very good for Brandon McNulty, and I have to commend Brandon because he's really done a good job training this animal. Seriously, happy with him. Where are my other blackfish? I hope they didn't die while I was looking away. Or maybe that's better. I don't know. Rounding out the field is number 8, Summerland. And Summerland costs $4.5 million, but he's earned back $7 million. Nina Olsen's running this one. He's been annoying of late just because he was second in the ARC by a length and a half. He was second in the Pegasus by a neck. But he won this race last year. He won the Stewards Cup the year before that. He's clearly one of the best of his generation, and he can make amends here today. That's your field for the Desert Turf Classic. Post times in 1 minute. Get your bets in. It is post time for the Desert Turf Classic. Sorry, computer slowness. A field of 8 going a mile and a half for $4 million. Everyone in here is a millionaire except for one's left behind, and honestly, everyone else is a multimillionaire other than Thunder Bay because they're all awesome, and this is a very, very salty group. The betting pool is going to close at $38,000. They're off in the Desert Turf Classic, and it was a great start for all but Night March. Night March was away slowly. Of course he was. Summerland goes out to the lead, and no one wants to go with him, so it's going to be Summerland easily by 2 early on. Then comes Only Me, Thunder Bay, and Night's Quiet, Wildly Red, and Loveless. Night March after the bad start is 7th, and One's Left Behind is the early trailer. So it is Summerland, and he's on the loose hold, leading by 2 1/4. Then comes Only Me, Thunder Bay, and Night's Quiet. Wildly Red is tracking in 5th, Loveless is 6th, then comes Night March, and One's Left Behind is still the trailer as they come to the top of the stretch the first time. It is Summerland, and now he's opened up to lead by 5. Summerland is on the go today. Only Me sits 2nd, then comes Thunder Bay a length behind that one. Night's Quiet is alongside, then Wildly Red, 5 lengths back to Loveless. Night March would have to make up 10 lengths to get to the lead, and then comes One's Left Behind. No change in order. There's a mile left to go. It is Summerland leading by 5 lengths. Only Me has 2 lengths on Thunder Bay in 3rd. Night's Quiet is alongside that one, then Wildly Red. Another 5 lengths back to the Pegasus winner. That is Loveless. Then comes Night March. One's Left Behind is the trailer. And they've got 6 furlongs left to run in the Desert Turf Classic. And we have a new leader. All of a sudden, Only Me has put in an early move to take over from Summerland. Summerland fights back, and those two kick on. Night's Quiet is up into 3rd now. Thunder Bay is dropping back. Wildly Red needs to get going. Loveless has to do more. Night March is being asked. The closers are coming as they round the turn, and it is still Only Me. Summerland is done. Summerland, not enough today. Night's Quiet is 2nd. Here comes Loveless. Night March is on that one's heels. Thunder Bay and Night's Quiet. It is Only Me, and he leads by 4 into the stretch. Only Me is absolutely rolling. Night March and Loveless 2nd and 3rd. Thunder Bay is 4th, and Night's Quiet. It's going to be a close race for all but Only Me, and he's going to win this one by 6 lengths. Only Me cruises to the wire in the Desert Turf Classic. Loveless and Night March in a photo for 2nd. Then comes Thunder Bay, Night's Quiet, Summerland, and Wildly Red. The official winner of the Desert Turf Classic is Only Me. He's a 5-year-old black horse by King of Monsters out of Just Me by Sydney. He is owned by Lucas Davenport, and this is his 13th win in 19 starts. He has a companion goat named Me Too, and he now has like almost $5 million in earnings, maybe more than that. And he has a pretty headshot. Next up, we have our last race in Dubai. This is the Desert World Cup, and this is an absolutely sick field of 9 runners. Like, sick in a good way. Like, oh, that's sick, man. You know, not in like a weird way. But we're going to take a 1-minute break, because some of us need to get up. So I'll be right back. I am back, and it's time to talk about the World Cup. Night March was third. The other thingy was second, whose name I've already forgotten. Here's the field for the Desert World Cup. On the rail, we have the defending champion, and that is Tarasenko. Poor Tarasenko has had a tough go of it. This is a son of Skyfall, who won the Derby a few years ago. I don't know, like 10 years ago at this point. It's hard to know. And this guy has earned $4.3 million. He won the Desert World Cup last year. Then he went to New York to win the In Excelsis Stakes. And then he accidentally got shipped back to Saudi Arabia, which is not conveniently located. He did run badly there. I mean, he was second to a horse he should have beaten in a Grade 2 race. And then he shipped back to America to run second in the Long Island Gold Cup. Then he just kind of took the rest of the year off because it just wasn't going to happen for him. So he skipped the Stewards Cup. He came back in the Pegasus Classic. That race is too short for him. He finished third, beaten a length, 2 lengths. Then he came up here back to the UAE to run in the Group 3 Eshak Stakes. And he dead heated with Indiana Jones. So hopefully he has his mojo back, trying to become only the second or third 2-time winner of the Desert World Cup. I know it's been done. I love this guy. Number 2 is Blue Bayou. Like Eastern West Side earlier today, he is a Louisville Derby winner. This guy also won the Midsummer Classic as a 3-year-old and was kind of a superstar. He missed the Stewards Cup Classic that year by a half length. He finished third behind Nowitzki and Gladiator. He and Gladiator have been like kind of rivals, kind of not. Like he beat Gladiator in the Derby. He beat Gladiator in the Midsummer Classic. Gladiator beat him in the Stewards Cup Classic. And then last year, Gladiator beat him again, but they both lost to Walking Stick, who's in this race. Anyway, in his prep for this one, Blue Bayou, who was second in the Pegasus Classic, then took on the Custodian of the 5 Holy Cats Cup. It's the best race name ever. And he won that by 5. So he's pretty good. And he has lots of big wins and could use more. Number 3 is Some Superhero for Nina Olsen. This is a son of Mint. He's coming off of a big win in the jet ski handicap with a 90. Hey, stop scratching things. He was 9th in the Stewards Cup, which was kind of disappointing, but that was a really, really good race. But it's basically the same field that's here today. He did win the Queen's Derby and the Prince of Peace last year. He lost the Canadian Fraternity to a horse that's kind of fallen off the map in Just a Moment, sorry. Some Superhero, he could either win this or he could be 9th. Unless there's only 8 horses in the field, that would be difficult. Number 4 is our defending Louisville Derby winner, Kingdom Come. He won that race last year. Okay, I thought it was wrong. No, he did win that race last year by a neck over his stablemate. You may remember that awesome day. He did win the Midsummer Classic. He won the Awesome Derby. He was 4th in the Stewards Cup. He basically did everything that a 3-year-old's supposed to do, and then he's since come back and he won the highly regarded, the prep for this race, by a neck. So there's no reason that Kingdom Come won't become the next one in a long line of Derby winners to win the Desert World Cup for Nene Hunter. Nothing not to like about this horse. Number 5 is Gladiator. This guy has earned $6.8 million for Chris Bobby, who is also the breeder, coming off of a win in the Grade 1 Messiah Stakes. Before that was second in the Stewards Cup. Last year he won the Oceanside Classic. He won the Metropolitan Handicap. He won the Messiah again. Like, he's just always been good. 11 for 17 lifetime. Number 6 is your Stewards Cup Classic winner, and that is Walking Stick. This guy is probably the biggest win streak that you don't know about. He has won 8 in a row, including his prep for this one in the Desert Challenge Round 2. 12 for 18 lifetime. He cost $5.8 million as a yearling, but he's already earned back 4.1, and he could certainly go over that today. Number 7 is Follow Your Fate. And I really want this one to get a big win for Mike Bryant. A son of Keep Your Promise, 5 for 13 lifetime. He's like always knocking on the door in the big ones, but he hasn't broken through. He was second in the Awesome Derby. He was third in the Louisville Derby, second in the Long Island Classic. Like, he's right there, and he deserves a big one. Number 8 is Silence Fallen. Rebecca Rose Hepburn bred this one. This is last year's Long Island Classic winner. He has not won since then, but he only missed by a head in the World Cup Preparation Stakes. He's by James Dean. He's definitely going to love the distance. Why not him? Rounding out the field, number 9 is Indiana Jones for Laura Ferguson. This guy is a 4-year-old. He's super disappointed last year. He was 4th in the Derby, which he was probably supposed to win. He was 3rd in the Long Island Classic, which he was probably supposed to win. He was 2nd in the Midsummer Classic, which he's supposed to win one of these. He has since won 3 in a row. And Laura Ferguson loves busting out these older horses. This is definitely a race he could win. But not all of them can win. So, who do you guys like? It is post time for the $6 million Desert World Cup, a mile and a quarter on the main track. Betting pool closes at $28,300, and this is a stellar field. They're off in the Desert World Cup. Some superhero was one step slow, so too was Walking Stick. The rest were away well, and Gladiator wants the lead, so he goes right out to the front end early. Kingdom Come, the Derby winner, is sitting second. Then comes Indiana Jones. Some superhero and Follow Your Fate. The other Derby winner, Blue Bayou, is sixth. Then Tarasenko, the defending champion. Walking Stick, the Stewards Cup Classic winner. And Silence Fallen, your Long Island Classic winner, is the trailer. So it is Gladiator. He leads under the wire by a length. Kingdom Come is second, then comes Indiana Jones. Some Superhero and Follow Your Fate, those four are all bunched together. Blue Bayou leads the next group with Tarasenko on his outside, Walking Stick, and then Silence Fallen. You could throw a blanket over all of them because the field of 9 is covered by 2 lengths. Gladiator now, he tries to shake clear and he leads by 1. Indiana Jones is second. He's gotten ahead of Kingdom Come third. Then comes Some Superhero. Follow Your Fate is fifth. They're stringing out a bit on the back end. Blue Bayou drops back 3 lengths to 6. Then comes Tarasenko, Silence Fallen, and Walking Stick is now the trailer as they're running down the backside, and this contentious field has 5 furlongs left to run. It is Gladiator, Indiana Jones, Kingdom Come, Some Superhero, then Follow Your Fate, Blue Bayou, Tarasenko, Silence Fallen, and Walking Stick. They're rounding the far turn. Gladiator, he shakes clear by 2 now. Indiana Jones trying to get him. Here's Blue Bayou with his run. Some Superhero still there. Follow Your Fate has asked for more. Kingdom Come is dropping back. Still no movement from Walking Stick, and Tarasenko starts to get going. They're at the top of the lane. Gladiator, he's open up by 3. Come and get me, he says. Blue Bayou is trying. He's second. Indiana Jones is third. Tarasenko flying. Follow Your Fate and Silence Fallen. But it's going to be Gladiator who runs away with the Desert World Cup. He wins by 3. Blue Bayou is second. Then comes Indiana Jones third. Tarasenko, Follow Your Fate, Silence Fallen, Some Superhero, Kingdom Come, and Walking Stick. The official winner is Gladiator. He's a 5-year-old chestnut horse by Rambling out of Agent Keen by Paramount. He's a homebred for Chris Bobby and is now 12 for 18 lifetime. Also, he's closing in on 10 million in earnings. Hey, he could break the record. Good on him. Allie, if you want to glance through the superfecta, it was Gladiator, Blue Bayou, Indiana Jones, Tarasenko. If anyone wants to look through it to see if anyone won. I'm surprised that Kingdom Come didn't hit the board. I'm surprised Walking Stick didn't hit the board. I'm surprised Silence Fallen didn't hit the board. But they can't all hit the board. Doesn't work that way. Next up, we have the Louisville Oaks, which is technically in 4 minutes, but this is a field of 14, so that ain't happening. Number 1 is Nothing to Fear. This is a Nina Olson runner bred by Art Vandelay. And just for kicks, Art Vandelay has 3 that he bred in here. This is a daughter of James Dean, and she's coming off a victory in a non-winners of 2. 2 for 5 lifetime. 2 of those losses came behind World of Power, who is in this race. This filly's highest lifetime speed figure is a 94, and that was when breaking her maiden. Number 2 is Hiding My Heart for Louise Bayou. This is a homebred. Another James Dean out of a Be Prepared mare, and I really love this filly. I love the way she's been prepped. She's coming off of a win in the Sunshine Oaks, so she's kind of the bomb. Sorry. Number 3 is Night Before Christmas. Night Before Christmas is owned by Carl Smythe. This is Marilyn Million's last foal, I think. Pretty sure. Doesn't really matter, I guess, but yeah, this is Nightmare Before Christmas, last foal. Or Marilyn Millions. Okay, I'm getting tired. This is a daughter of Heart of the Storm. She's coming off a win in the Grade 1 Southern California Oaks. None of those horses in that race are back in here today because it wasn't the best of Grade 1s. She did win a stake last year as a 2-year-old, but was 4th in the Stewards Cup Juvenile Fillies. Lotus Blossom is number 4. This is another Nina Olson homebred. This is a daughter of James Dean out of Let It Go. Let It Go being the dam of Blue Bayou. Lotus Blossom won the Warmed Stakes at Keeneland, or whatever, Lexington Racecourse, last out. Before that, she lost by a head to As Long As I Live, and she did run second to the boys in the 2-year-old marathon. Mr. White Sox, who won that race, is one of the favorites in the Derby. Sing Back Louder is number 5 for Ash Terrison. This is a steward bred that cost $590,000, a daughter of Hold Above out of a Father Ralph mare, coming off of 2 straight wins, both in Grade 2 races. The last one was in Maryland. Number 6 is that World of Power that I was mentioning. This horse has won 3 in a row. She's a daughter of Man of Mystery, a homebred for Mike Eaton. 4 for 5 lifetime, highest lifetime speed figures in 89, which she has run twice, including the Grade 1 Inglewood Starlet last year. Number 7 is Act of Courage. Brianna McKenzie owns this one, is racing it for Elise Peverell, who is the breeder. This is a daughter of Heart of the Storm out of the mare Your Hand in Mine, who won... not this. She won stuff, though. Yeah, no, she was just second in all big races. She was annoying. Your Hand in Mine. Yeah, coming off 2 straight wins, both of them in Louisiana. Was 6th in the Stewards Cup last year. I really like this filly today, too. Number 8 is Shooting Star. Danny Derby owns this one of 3-ish Danny Derby horses in here. I bred this one, another daughter of James Dean, because apparently that's what you do these days. Coming off a win in the Royalty Stakes in Florida. Before that, she lost to Silver Bullets in the lost to Act of Courage in the Silver Bullet Stakes. She did win the Group 1 Gold Star Stakes last year. Number 9, As Long As I Live. This is a $12 million foal by Be Prepared out of the Great Mare Just One Kiss. 3 for 4 lifetime, has earned $300,000 to date, and her lone loss came last out by a neck to Lotus Blossom. Then comes Work of Art, number 10, Danny Derby homebred by James Dean out of Blame, Canada. Blame, Canada is a daughter of Skyfall, and you've already heard that whole story today. Coming off of a win in the Grade 1 Lexington Oaks. Last year was 2nd behind I'll Let You Know in the Stewards Cup Juvenile Fillies. Number 11 is A Wish Right Now. This girl is 5 for 5. This is the best horse that we haven't been talking about this year. Laura Smith owns this one, a daughter of Doctor out of Caress, bred by Art Vandelay, coming off of the Grade 2 Albuquerque Park Oaks, not Oats, which she won by a neck. Daydream Look is number 4. Number 4 is number 12. She's 4 for 4 lifetime. She won all 3 of her starts last year. She never even ran in a maiden race, went straight to a stakes. She was a $10 million foal purchase, and she is also by James Dean. Rebel with a Cause is number 13. Tamara Estes homebred. This daughter of James Dean. Shoot, they're like freaking all by James Dean. His 2 for 5 lifetime, and she's coming off of 8 of the 14 of them are by James Dean. She's coming off of a 5th place finish in the Warm Stakes. Last but not least is number 14, Spare a Minute, the last of the James Dean contingent out of Safe With Me. She is also 5 for 5, so one of the favorites in here. Chris Bobby Won the Desert World Cup with Gladiator. She's got the favorite in the Derby with the People's Horse. Can she also win the Oaks with Spare a Minute? That's your field. I'm going to take a breather for 1 minute. You guys get your bets in. This is a very contentious race. We should probably call it the James Dean Oaks. So, yeah. Okay, it's post time for the Oaks. Oops. Betting pool is going to close at $16,000. Don't forget, I won't call the Derby till it's over 100,000. So get on it. A full field of 14, a spectacular field. They're going 1 1/8 for $1 million. They're off in the 50th Louisville Oaks. Night before Christmas got away very well. A slow start for Nothing to Fear. And As Long as I Live breaks badly too, but she's now rushed up. Daydream Look, Lotus Blossom, and Shooting Star. Then comes Work of Art, Rebel with a Cause, and Sing Back Louder. Act of Courage is taken back. Hiding My Heart, Nothing to Fear, World of Power, Spare a Minute, and A Wish Right Now is the early trailer. So it is Night Before Christmas who's cruising on the lead, joined by As Long as I Live. The pace is fast. Daydream Look is third, then comes Lotus Blossom, Shooting Star, and Work of Art, Rebel with a Cause, Sing Back Louder, Act of Courage, Hiding My Heart, Nothing to Fear, World of Power, Spare a Minute, and then comes A Wish Right Now as they are rolling down the backside, and it is Night Before Christmas leading by a length. She's gotten clear of As Long as I Live, who's second, then comes Daydream Look. Lotus Blossom is fourth, Shooting Star, then Work of Art, Rebel with a Cause, Hiding My Heart, Act of Courage, and Sing Back Louder. World of Power needs to get going, Nothing to Fear, Spare a Minute, and A Wish Right Now is still the trailer as they round the far turn. Night Before Christmas has had it all her own way. She leads by a length still. As Long as I Live still second. Work of Art's the first to make a move, and Work of Art is up into third, passing Daydream Look. Here comes Hiding My Heart between horses and rolling from the back of the pack. Act of Courage is hot on her heels, so too is Sing Back Louder. Then comes Lotus Blossom. They're at the top of the stretch, and Night Before Christmas still leads, and she's still got more in the tank. As Long as I Live is done. Hiding My Heart, Act of Courage, and Sing Back Louder, the closers, as is Work of Art, and it's a line of 5 across the track. Night Before Christmas needs the wire. Hiding My Heart, Act of Courage, and Sing Back Louder could upset. It's going to be a photo finish in the Oaks. Too close to call at the wire between 4 runners, noses apart. The stewards will look at the results of the photo. Yeah, I realized after that I said that I should have said the steward will look at the results of the photo. Fail. The photo is in. The winner of the Louisville Oaks was Hiding My Heart. She's a 3-year-old Dark Bay filly by James Dean out of Promises Kept by Be Prepared. She is a homebred for Louise Bayou and is now 3 for 5 lifetime. Second by a nose was Act of Courage for Brianna McKenzie and Elise Peverell. She was a neck in front of Night Before Christmas, who was a nose in front of Sing Back Louder, who was a head in front of Work of Art. That was a good race. There were lots of freaks in there. As with the Desert World Cup, someone has to lose, but I don't appreciate it. Oh yeah, Bayes in the chat. Congrats, Louise Bayou. And now it's time for the big one. The Louisville Derby. Weirdly enough, this race is usually oversubscribed, and this year we only have 15 runners. I say it's weird because, I don't know, this year seems kind of like a down year. We've got the two big horses who are undefeated, they're champions, they're awesome. And then people aren't really excited about anyone else. But at the same time, the two big horses, who I'll get to obviously, they have distance questions that need to be answered. And there are other undefeated horses in here, such as Hear You Me and Hellfire, that don't have distance questions. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in here. Number 1 is an Eric Nalbone homebred, and this is Silver Screen. He's a son of, guess who, James Dean, and he's out of Cantiga. Cantiga is out of Corona, which makes Cantiga a half-sister to Tahoe, who won the Derby, Ridgewood, who was a mile and a quarter specialist, Dobra, who won $4 million, blah, 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 blah. And Wish Upon a Star, who is also the dam of Everything Awesome, Be Prepared, Circle of Life, Let It Go, blah, 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 blah. So this guy's coming off of a second place finish in the Southern California Derby. Before that, he'd won his only 2 starts. He did not debut until the final week of last year, so he's a little light on experience, but he has run a 96, so he's not light on awesomeness. Number 2 is the undefeated Hear You Me. This is a son of Mint out of a URIM mare that I love named May Angels Lead You In. Pete Vela owns this one. I mean, I said he doesn't have distance questions because the mare definitely doesn't. Mint seems to go either way. They either want to run a mile and an eighth or they're okay going longer, and that's the War Daddy in him. This guy's coming off of a win in the Hot Springs Derby, week 4 Monday, so he has that little bit of extra rest, and he did run a 96 in that one. Number 3 is Fleet Fox. This is Regina Moore's first ever starter in the Derby. He's a son of Kiefer out of a Ball of Fire mare. Ball of Fire won the Derby. This guy's coming off 2 second-place finishes in a row. He only prepped once this year, and that was in the Sunshine Park Derby, where he lost to the People's Horse. Number 4 is Don't Take the Money. Nina Olson owns this one. He's a son of After the Disco out of a Man of Mystery mare, so of all the horses in here, Don't Take the Money is going to get the distance. He won the Keyboard Courage Stakes last out by a neck. Before that, he lost to Austin Matthews, who I believe wins a race later today, or already has, or something like that. Don't Take the Money won the Grade 1 Jockey Club Stakes last year, and he's 3 for 6 lifetime, never been worse than second. Number 5 is Edmonton. This is a son of All of Time out of an Our Lions Real mare. Our Lions Real did win the Derby. Oh my gosh, there's egg yolk all over my couch. Like, all over my couch. Who's in charge here? This is bad. Someone should clean that. I need a butler. Brandon McNulty owns and trains this one. He is 3 for 5 lifetime, coming off of a second place finish in the New Orleans Derby, has not won since the Thriller Stakes last year. Number 6 is Shadowkin for Nene Hunter. Nene is trying to win this race 2 years in a row, which has been done, but not for a while. Maybe it hasn't been done. This is the 50th Derby, so I'm starting to get confused. That's a lot of Derbies, and I wanted to make some passionate speech about like 50 years of the sim, 50 Louisville Derbies. I used to be able to name them all in order, but I kind of stopped being able to do that like year 27 because 50 is too many. Shadowkin is coming off of a win in the New Orleans Derby. Before he won the Texan Derby, he's only lost once in his 5 career starts, and that was behind Edmonton in that Thriller Stakes. This is a son of James Dean out of a Flames mare. He'll get the mile and a quarter, no question. Number 7 is 6 Words. Susie Rydell homebred. He's by Alonzi out of an Anointed mare, so distance questionable with this one. 2 for 3 lifetime. He did win his prep race in the Alpha Stakes. He won that very impressively, actually. But he's light on experience. He was 3rd in his debut, which was the Grade 1 Bubbly Stakes. Since then, he's won the Empire Maker and the Alpha, so clearly the class is there. Does he have enough experience? Number 8 is The Big Catch. Gigi Go Faster owns this one. She's usually the queen of sprinters, but she's here with a dirt router. Happens sometimes. This is a son of Anointed out of an alpha mare. I'm kind of surprised there's so much alpha in the sim, not in the sim, in the Derby. Just not the horse you normally think of. Has lost to Shadowkin twice in a row. Has not won a stakes race, but has also not been worse than fourth in his career. Number 6 is Castles Crumble for Erin Sanderson. This is a son of her prized horse, Through the Ghost. Coming off a win in the SoCal Derby, and before that he'd won the Pacific Coast Highway Stakes. He was second by 4 lengths in the Stewards Cup Juvenile behind the People's Horse, 4 for 5 lifetime, and has run as high as a 96. Number 10 is your big favorite, and that is the People's Horse. This is a son of Happy This Way out of a Doctor Mare. So that's why, can this horse go the 1.25 miles? The People's Horse was bred to do, Happy This Way was bred to do it, but he didn't really excel at it. I'm trying to see if he even won at a 1.25 miles. He never did. He was second by a nose once, though. Like, could he get the distance? Yeah, obviously, in the right circumstances, he could. Can this horse get the distance? So far, there's been no stopping him. He won the Stewards Cup Juvenile by 4 lengths with a 100 speed figure. He broke his maiden by 8 lengths with a 100 speed figure, and that was in a stakes race. His lone prep this year was a 97, which to him was kind of a bounce. He's been awesome. Chris Bobby would love to get a Derby. Can he go the distance? Number 11, right alongside him, ooh, I didn't even know that till now, is the other favorite in this race, and this is the filly I Will Let You Know. She is a daughter of James Dean, but she's out of a Just Victory mare. So once again, can she go the distance? The reason I think she can is because she is out of a Just Victory mare, but that mare is out of a Literature mare, and Literature loved marathoning. So there is marathon influence on the dam side as well as a speed influence. She's actually run kind of a lot. Her 6 starts is more than most horses in the field. She did break her maiden with a 100. She did win the Stewards Cup Juvenile Fillies with a 100. She's coming off of a win in the Kentucky Blue Stakes with a 100. That was over boys. Both of her preps were over boys. Will she bounce here today? Will she be gasping in the lane? That's the question with her. Also, it's hard for fillies to win the Derby. Like, she could have won the Oaks and, like, would have easily won that. But, alas. Number 12 is Hellfire, the last undefeated horse in this field. 5 for 5 lifetime. This is the half-brother to Be Prepared, Circle of Life, blah, blah, blah. All 1.25 miles types. He's by Easy on the Eyes. Coming off of a win in the Albuquerque Park Derby. Last year, he won the Inglewood Futurity by 2 lengths. Has never even been in a rain race. Like the rest, he went straight to a stakes, and he's never even been less than a graded race. Danny Derby homebred, if I didn't say that already. Number 13 is Everlasting Doom. Seriously, I named a horse Everlasting Doom. Sten Reno Hackinson owns this one, 2 for 5 lifetime. Has not won a stakes race, but did have a nice non-winners of 2 win to start out the year. Was 3rd in the Keyboard Courage Stakes. Obviously a bit of a long shot, but his sire was a marathoner, so maybe can get the distance. Number 14 is Mr. White Sox, named after my cat Nick. This is a son of After the Disco out of the Derby-winning mare Skyfall. Skyfall, probably the greatest filly of all time. She won $8 million. She won the Desert World Cup. She won the Derby. She's the last filly to win the Derby. Maybe I'll Let You Know can take that title from her today. Mr. White Sox is like probably my sentimental choice in here. Coming off a win in the Grade 1 New York, New York. Last year, he won the 2-year-old marathon. He did take 2 tries to break his maiden. Never been worse than second. Rounding out the field, we have Just You, who is looking to improve upon walking 6th last pace finish in the Desert World Cup for Abe Froman, who also bred this one. This guy won the Buccaneer Derby week 3 as his own lone prep. He is also out of a Just Victory mare, but he's by URIM, so you wouldn't think the distance would be a problem. This guy is fast. He broke his maiden with a 96. That is the field for the Louisville Derby. 15 runners going 1.25 miles for $2 million. I love the Louisville Derby. Let's talk about some great derbies of the past. Derbies of the past. Seriously, where's the museum now? There it is. Derbies of the past. So this is the 50th Louisville Derby. Just for some recapping, the fastest ever winner was Conqueror 3 years ago for Cleopatra. He finally retired. He ran forever. Before that, it was Heart of the Storm, who won this race 8 years ago. And Kingdom Come last year ran the third fastest Derby in history. The biggest margin of victory is not easily attainable because of the way the sort works. Is 3.5 lengths. That was done by Conqueror as well. He ran really impressively, huh? I didn't realize at the time how good he was. Next up was the immortal Maelstrom, who won the Triple Crown. He won it by 3.25. Players who've won this race twice: Elise Peveril, Ara Davies, Brenna McKenzie. Eric Nalbone's won it 4 times. John Exett's won it 3 times. Laura Ferguson's won it 3 times. And Susie Rydell won it twice, including most recently with Triple Crown winner Dragonfly, who was our last Triple Crown winner in the sim. That was 4 years ago. Is that really 4 years ago? That's crazy. The steward, me, has bred 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 winners of the Derby, which isn't that much out of 50 years. I've only bred the winner 11 times. Well, I hope I breed the winner this year. The winningest Derby sire in history is Maelstrom. He had 4 winners: Tahoe, Forward, Bronze Horseman, and Our Lion's Reel. All of them kind of ended up being lame sires, which is too bad. Sahara Gold, the winningest dam. She had 3 winners of the Derby: Loki Dynasty, Loki Masterpiece, and the Great Loki Flame. No one else has even had 2. Is that true? Yeah, that's true. Event of the year was the very first winner. Battle Cry won the first 2 legs. No, that's a lie. Tilt-A-Whirl won the first 2 legs, but didn't end up winning the triple. Our Triple Crown winners are Priceless Forever, Tremendous. Wait, I'm missing one. Jet Ski, Maelstrom, Dragonfly, and Awake as I Am. I knew I missed one. All right. Did you guys bet? Are you guys pumped up for this race? Who's my favorite? Maelstrom. Because I wanted a Triple Crown so bad. Because I hadn't bred any of them. They were all homebred players. Okay. Betting pool for the Derby is at $85,000. Lame. It is post time for the 50th running of the Sims' biggest race. And I feel a big cough coming on, so give me a moment. They're off in the 50th Louisville Derby. Castles Crumble stumbled at the start, so too did the People's Horse. Bad start for the People's Horse. Mr. White Sox was also away slowly. I will let you know right out to the front end. The filly goes to the lead, and she is going quick. Everlasting Doom's going to chase her, Shadowkin, and then Just You. Castles Crumble, Hear You, Me, in 6 words. Then comes Fleet Fox. The People's Horse is taken back 9th. Then the Big Catch, Silver Screen, Don't Take the Money, Mr. White Sox, Edmonton, and the early trailer is Hellfire. So it is the filly, I will let you know, leading by a length under the wire the first time. Everlasting Doom is second. Shadowkin's alongside. Just You is 4th, then comes Castles Crumble, Hear You, Me, in 6 words. Fleet Fox, The People's Horse, The Big Catch, Silver Screen, Don't Take the Money, Mr. White Sox, Edmonton, and Hellfire is still the trailer as they turn down the backside, and it is I Will Let You Know. She leads by 3 lengths. If this phone call from New York keeps ringing, it's going to make me crazy. Shadowkin is 2nd, then comes Everlasting Doom. Just You is 4th, then Hear You, Me, 5th. Castles Crumble loses a spot, 6 words, Fleet Fox, The People's Horse, Silver Screen, Mr. White Sox, Sox, the Big Catch, Don't Take the Money, Edmonton, and Hellfire. They've got only half a mile left to go in the Louisville Derby, and I'll let you know she leads by 5 lengths. Here You Me is second, Shadowkin is third, Castles Crumble trying to stay with it, Everlasting Doom is done, 6 Words trying to get involved, and here comes the People's Horse motoring between animals. It is the People's Horse 7th, now 6th, now 5th. Mr. White Sox is right on his heels and running a big one. Then comes Just You and Don't Take the Money. They turn into the lane. I'll Let You Know leads by 3. Here's the People's Horse up second. Mr. White Sox is third. Hear You Me and Castles Crumble. Don't Take the Money and 6 Words. But we're down to 2 because it's still I'll Let You Know on the rail. The People's Horse trying to swallow her up. Mr. White Sox back third. I'll Let You Know and the People's Horse, their stride, first stride, and it's going to be another photo in the Derby. Too close to call. Mr. White Sox was third. Hear You Me fourth. Castles Crumble and Don't Take the Money. Photo finish between the People's Horse and I'll Let You Know. Mr. White Sox 3 lengths back third. Then Hear You Me, who was only missing third by a head. The results of the photo are in. The winner of the 50th Louisville Derby by a nose was the filly I'll Let You Know. She's a 3-year-old roan filly by James Dean out of Goodwill by Just Victory. She's a homebred for Steven Saratoga, and she is now 7 for 7 lifetime. Ooh, she was gasping for air at the end, though. Will she be the first ever filly Triple Crown winner? I don't love the way she was gasping for air at the end. But it could happen. Especially if everyone runs away and goes to the Queen's Derby instead. Will she be only the second filly to win the Baltimore Crown? That's coming up next Friday. Make sure you're here. It will be normal time, because my kids will not be graduating next Friday. Congratulations go out to Steven Saratoga winning his first ever Derby. He started playing the sim in Steven Saratoga. Started playing the sim on September 5th, 2006. This is his first Derby. Good job, Steven. And finally, Skyfall's not the last filly to win the race. Yay! How many fillies have won it before I sign off? Soldier Girl in year 5. Piece of the Moon in year 12. High Flyer year 22. Skyfall in year 40. And now I'll Let You Know in year 50. So it can be done. Don't be afraid to run a good filly in here, especially if the Oaks looks insane, as it normally is. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. I love you all. I'm sorry that the races were early. I will see you all again a week from today. And farewell to Simsters. Goodbye. Don't forget to come back at normal results time. I will give you game points. Ooh, good call, Allie. Okay, bye.